Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be drawing one photo 3 different ways. Yesterday I did a video about a day in the life of a part-time artist where I went out to a vintage bookstore and I got some amazing books. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. I took some photos in addition to video at this vintage thrift store, and there's one photo that I just love and want to share, and I actually want to sketch it, but we're going to sketch it 3 different ways. We're going to see what we can do. So grab your art supplies, whatever you have on hand, and a sketchbook or paper, and I invite you to draw along with me. If you're looking for reference photos for drawings, I'm including those in both my YouTube membership, but also my Patreon. So if you're interested in either of those, I will leave a link in the description. I want to thank everyone who has supported my channel. And you know what? The other thing that really helps my channel is comments. Commenting on the video. I would love to hear from you what you think, but I'm going to flip the camera around and we are going to jump in and get started, and I hope you join me. Before we jump in, I wanted to go over the art supplies that I have on hand today. These are the ones I've been using recently. I have a few pencils. One of them is a water-soluble pencil it's a Stabilo All pencil. And then I have a watercolor pencil and just a regular pencil. I don't usually use these, but you never know, I might use them today. I have my Neocolor crayons that I basically use as crayons. These are Neocolor 2s. I also have Neocolor 1s, but I don't usually add water to them. I just really love how they cover the paper quickly. Also have on hand something that's quickly becoming one of my favorite art supplies, which is the Faber-Castell gelatos, but they're now being marketed as Faber-Castell crayons. I really love the way these work on paper, especially if you're trying to cover a large amount of paper quickly. These do the job. So I really enjoy these, especially for backgrounds or just quick drawing if I'm in public. My other supply that I've been using a lot lately are these Stabilo woody crayons. They're not artist grade. They're just regular crayons that, you know, kids can use. They're water soluble, but again, I like just to use them for drawing or coloring. They're so much fun to use. So these are the main supplies, and then I have some acrylic markers that I'm going to be using. I may or may not use all of these art supplies, but I like the Posca acrylic markers, but any acrylic markers will do. And possibly a pen, we'll see. I am using the Talons Art Creative Sketchbook to draw in. It's just the larger size that I think when I'm videotaping, it's just much easier for you to see when I'm drawing. So I'm going to be using that. I did get a book the other day that I wanted to read a few quotes from. It's called Words of Art, Quotations of the Artist, compiled by David Benjamin. There is a whole section in here on drawing, so quotes from drawing. And you can see that here. I'm just going to flip to it and maybe read a quote before we get started. There are a couple of quotes that I wanted to read today. One is by Vincent van Gogh and one is by Henri Matisse. The first one is, "Art is, after all, only a trace, like a footprint which shows that one has walked bravely and in great happiness." And then the other quote is, "Great art feeds the inner life." I think I like both of those today. This is the photo that I took at the vintage bookstore. I love the composition, the colors, the warmth of it. I think I'm just going to really enjoy trying to draw it 3 different ways. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I think the first thing we're going to do is just do a pencil drawing to sort of warm up, and then we'll get into the color parts. I really like I said, the composition of this drawing, and all I'm going to do is just quickly sketch it. This isn't about perfection. Oh, I don't like that pencil. This is not about perfection. It is more about practicing your drawing skills and just sort of having fun. I like to try to break things down into shapes, and that's what I'm doing here. So it's going to be very loose, and all I'm doing is thinking of the shape. And honestly, I like the wonky drawings. I don't really like perfect drawings. So that's what you're going to see me do here, is just sort of map it out. I know this is a bit longer. And I'm just getting the overall shape of things. There's a flower here. I personally like to sketch quickly. And the other thing I think when you're drawing, don't be afraid to add like extra. I'm probably going to add extra and make this look a little bit different. It's funny, I already practiced drawing this once, but I missed this yellow book here. This is a yellow book, and there's a book up here. So there's a book here, 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 and then a whole bunch of books there. It's funny that I missed that. So I'm just going to draw a line here to hopefully I won't forget that book. And then I notice that that candle comes out, it starts here. No, I did it a little, that's okay. That's why you do a warm-up sketch, isn't it? Because I personally don't like to like measure things. I like to just eyeball it and see how I can do it. But that can sometimes get you in trouble. Hopefully this is, you're going to be able to see this. I used to draw a lot with a Sharpie marker because you couldn't see things on video. I'm kind of happy with that composition, the drawing that I did, and I'm probably going to color it in loosely. And you can see how these gelatos really, you can color pretty quickly. I wish I had more colors. I'm blocking in the colors to sort of see how this looks. And that is a yellow book. This is the first drawing. I'm pretty happy with how it went. I added some gold marker to the books, but that was so much fun to do. Now I pre-sketched this. So this is actually my second drawing. The first one I did, sometimes it's nice to warm up a few times, was this one. And it was incomplete. I didn't finish it in my sort of warm-up sketchbook, but you can kind of see the difference. I'm getting the hang of it. Sometimes you have to draw something a few times before you get used to like the proportions, the colors, the layout, everything. And you notice more details the second time you look at it. So let's do it 2 more times and see what happens. And again, this is something you could play with different art supplies as well. You don't have to use the same ones every time. Okay, so for the next one, I'm using my Artex acrylic markers. I just like these ones better for a quick drawing because they have this sort of brush tip versus that pumping one. So I am going to see what I can do and let's try it again. I'm gonna move this over a little bit so the sun's not in it. Okay, instead of drawing this out, I am just going to do the color blocking or the colors versus, sketching it out. Second go. I really loved the playfulness of this one, so I blocked in the colors first, and I wasn't trying to draw exactly what I see. I just made it my own, and I really love how I added this gold at the bottom, and I tried to add some highlights this time. So just drawing the same thing 3 different times, it's amazing the difference between the two. So let's see the first one. The first one was this. The second one was this, and we're going to try one more time, and we'll see how that one goes. I think I might just do that one with a pen and see how that goes. I think I'm going to use a marker for this one, just a black Posca marker, maybe a little gold, but this one is going to be so loose, and just see if I can map out the drawing in my own way. That's what a sketchbook is for. So that was just a quick sketch. I wonder if I should add a little, I wonder if a little white would, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I'm trying to add the highlights. I actually think I just kind of like these sketchy, messy marks. This is the third one with some sketchy, messy marks. I am going to upload all of these photos to my Patreon for you to look at, as well as my YouTube membership. I'll put that as a post so you can see them, as well as the reference photo. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the art supplies or my process, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy sketching.